Welcome to this application demo video. This application contains datasets, and I will demonstrate how to load these datasets in the system. So application is available in Open Exchange where all the details are available. This is a summary. It contains 12 datasets containing 43 tables, and this is application layout. This application contains these 12 datasets. The details of each dataset is available, which can be viewed by just clicking the license. Let's open this one. So this dataset is from data.world. So this is a detail of this dataset. This is the description, and it contains 11 files. So these are the details of all the files. And so these are the features of this application. It is recommended to read the related documentations, which is LOAD data. So let's open this one. So we will refer this during this video. Okay, so let's start. First of all, we need to clone this repository. Okay, just copy this command from here and open the Visual Studio code. So I'll just use here to clone the repository. Just type the command here, enter. It will ask the location. So just select any desired location, select the repository. So it will clone the this application. Okay, so application is cloned. Okay, so next we have to build our Docker file. Okay, here let's open the terminal and just paste the command. We just copy docker compose build. So it will build this container. Okay, so meanwhile let's go through the file structure. So we have mainly this source folder. Here we have this is our web application, this is our index page, and this is dataset page, and these are the resources used in this application. This is a data folder which contains all the 12 datasets, and here we have all the CSV files which we will load to our system. And lastly, in this DC data medical, these folders, we have this utility class. This is our main logic of this application, and these are the commands related to the Docker and module .xml. This is to generate the package. So okay, so our Docker compose build is there. So next we have to make it up, docker compose up. So this is a command. So let's paste it here. So okay, so it will up the container. Okay, so the container is ready. Let's move forward. So this is the detail of the repository, and these are the requirements, the Docker. So getting started. So let's start. Now initially we don't have anything installed. I mean, no dataset is loaded, so which we can verify by going to the SQL to our instance. So here, so these are all the system tables. so no data set is loaded. Okay, so first we have to connect to the IRS terminal, so we will use this command. Let's copy and paste here. So now our terminal is ready. First of all, we have to change the namespace to datasets. So this is a command to changing the nameset. Just type here. Okay, so this is our let me zoom a little bit. So this is our command. The first command we'll use to import the dataset. So this command we'll call the same this utility class, and this is a function to import, and this is a dataset ID. So if here every dataset has its own ID, so this will be our reference whenever we install or remove any dataset. Okay, so let's start. Let's do it here. Now this command, it will create a table and import the data into the created table by using LOAD DATA SQL command. So this is a table name. So the table name is the same name what we have in our the file in the data. If you go to the data, this is our dataset name, and these are all the tables. So as you notice that data, this is DC underscore data underscore, this is our dataset, which is this one, and these are the names, the file names. And here it will show that total number of loaded rows, and here it's showing the error which is 140, and this is a diagnosis ID, which will go later. So let's go to the SQL or management, just refresh, and here you notice that all the tables are created with loaded data. Just execute, and these are the records. This is a 572 records. So let's move here. So this is for allergy, it's 572 records we loaded. Okay, let's move to our application page. Okay, so we imported the data. 11 tables are created, 83,341 records loaded. This is a sum of all the records, and 140 errors reported. Okay, so here these are the use. This is the use of SQL dot result and SQL dot message table to check the errors. So to check this 140 errors, we need to know the diagnosis ID. So in this case, this is 5. So whenever any this load data command executed, so it's created one record in this SQL dot result table, and it's auto increment ID, and the details of all these records are stored in SQL diag message table, and the reference in this table is the diag result column. So we'll use this ID. This will be our reference to check the details of errors. So let's check it. So again, here we have to go to the SQL, and this is a command. So here is reported that 140 records has errors. So let's check it. let's go to the application. It's already open, so let's paste the same command. So this is a table, and this is ID number 5. This is what we get from here. So let's execute. So this is a header showing the errors 140 records and some other details. To check the details of this 140 records, so we have to use this command. We have to check in this message table. So just copy and paste it here. Okay, let's execute. Okay, so it will list all the 140 records and with the detail. So it's saying that in this table, which is the condition table, and this is a column, code column, this value fail the validation. So by this we can check the validation. Okay, so these details the same is just mentioned here, the records and this and the these details of the message. Okay, so as I mentioned that the main thing is the reference ID, so which we can find it from here. With every load command there is a ID. So this is what we did. We just imported our first data set by passing the ID, and this is the errors details. So now the same thing we can import from the web application. Let's do the same in the web application. So first of all, let's remove these records, which is find it here, removing the dataset from terminal. Just will use this command, just copy and paste it here and run it. That's it. So all the tables are removed, so we can just check it here, and the tables and all the tables related to that data set is removed. So let's do the same import from the web application. Just open the application, dataset application. So we can use super user and say, so this is the main interface of our application. So these are all the same data sets, and again this is the domain license and the detail of each data set. Just right click and open. So it will open the same page containing the details of the data set. And so let's install it. Just we need to press this button, install dataset. As you notice that these datasets are not installed. These all are not installed. So let's install this dataset. Just press this button. So once the dataset is installed, so it will be enable this menu bar, and we can just click. Let's okay, just wait. And so datas are created, the same output which we found it here, the same details. This is all the same, we can find it here with the diagnose ID and all the details, number of records and errors. Okay, so the dataset is installed. So it's changed to installed, and it's changed to remove dataset. So we can remove it from here as well. So here as the dataset installed, so it will list all the tables all the 11 tables and the number of records. So detail can be viewed by just clicking the this of the table name. So it will display that rows belongs to that table. So this is a data set and this is a table name. So these are the total number of records. So here I'm using the data table, and here we can also save as this as a CSV if you want to use in your project. Just click and it will just save this file. Same we can save as PDF or by Excel, or you can just copy this data. So all the details can be viewed by just clicking. And let's go to the dashboard. So this is the main dashboard. So let's remove it from here. Just click this remove button and it's removed. The data set is removed from the system. Just click and make sure. So that's it. This data set is removed. Now go back to our application. So application page. So this is we already done. So importing data set from web application. So we already view this. So we can just by clicking the button it will install, and so we can view also, and we can make it save as for Excel, CSV or PDF file. And next is removing data set. So we can remove any data set by pressing the ID, and same we can remove it from web application. Okay, so here what if you want to import all data set at once. So instead of importing one by one, so we can just use this command to import all the data sets. Let's use this. Just paste and enter. So now it will import all the data sets. So what it's doing basically, it's we are passing this name. So it automatically read all the files from this folder, and it's taking the name of the file as a table name, and then it's opening this stream, and based on the first row it's consider it the column name, and after the second row considering as a data, and based on this data it's deciding the column type. And then we are creating these tables dynamically. Let me show you. Meanwhile our data is importing. So we are here. Okay, so this is the second data set. So this is our main command, main class, where we have all the functionality. So this is basically the main command, import data set, which we are using here. So this is just some validation, and here it's taking the directory what we are passing, and reading all the CSV file in this directory, and here it's loop through for all the files, taking the file name and getting the table name by just removing the .csv, and then this is getting the column types. The same this function is available in the same class, and then it's creating the table. So this is the table name, same the file name, and the column type is getting from this function. So it will return, this is a reference variable. and then we are executing the command. So it's creating the table, and after that this is our main functionality. It's by we are using load data from file. This is a file name which we are passing, which is here, and the table name which we created here. And if you already have a table, no need to create the table, just we have to use the table name. So using from file header equal to 1. So in this case it's considering the first row as a header, and it will skip that row. So for this load data, as we already open here the details, so it can be viewed from here. So we are using here with the header command, which is this one. So there are different options. If the first row, if you already have a table created and the first row is not a header column, we can just pass this by this simple command. And if you are using the header, then we have to pass the header, and here you can specify the fields as well. And if you go down here, the details of SQL diag tables, so header row values, so these are all the details columns. So this is a diagnosis which we logging which we already have viewed. So these are the some examples. So let's go back and see. Okay, so here all the tables are, datasets are completed. So let's go to the application. This is our application, dataset application, and okay, you see installed. So all the tables are installed, everything is enabled, so we can view any of the table details. Just click, and this is the detail, and these are all the same functionality. Just click, and these are the total number of records in the table. So let's move. Let's see the covered polls, and this is okay. So this is the sample submission. This contains almost 35,000 records. Just click. So it's retrieve all the 35,000 records. So same, this is the same our first data set. So that's it, the patients, all the details are here, and this can be just let's save as Excel. So which is just open this one, I think. Okay, so this is already, so this is, we just exported the file. That data is coming like this. Okay, so Okay, so we done this part to import all the data sets, and same way we can remove all the data sets by this command. Just copy and paste here, so it will remove all the data sets. So let's go to the page. So currently we need to refresh, so all are uninstalled, all the data sets. And again we can just install the desired one. Okay, and this is enable, and these are the details. Okay, so that's it. So at the end, the last this is a data set. Okay, so check the status. We can use the status by this command. Again we have to just pass the ID of the data set. Let's see what is the status of the first data set. Come here and paste enter. So it's saying that these tables are not exist, so it means it's not installed. Once it's installed, it will show that the table exists. And the other information, okay, this web application is basically the template is used here. This is from this Bootstrap for admin dashboard, and this is a free template, can be downloaded and used for non-commercial applications. This is a responsive design. Just can use this one like this. Okay, so that's it. So this is the details. Thank you for watching.